Hey everyone, what's happening? Lex back today for another Brawl Stars video, and today we've got a very special guest on here with us. We've got Marissa Lenti, the voice actress of Nita. How are you doing today?
Doing all right. How are you?
Oh, I'm tired, but I'm excited. So people are like really interested in meeting all the voice actors for all the different brawlers and stuff in game. It's really cool. You'll be the second to be on my channel. We just had Bull. He was a lot of fun. But how in the world does one get into voice acting?
So my path to voice acting was a little weird. I actually was a child actor. I did a lot of film and theater when I was pretty young, like less than 12.
Yeah.
And I gave it up at that time because as I started, going through my teenage years, I got self-conscious. I didn't want to be on camera anymore. Didn't want to be on stage anymore. I was not into it. And I actually became a seamstress for almost a decade.
Wow.
And I went to college for costume design.
Oh, very cool.
And while I was in college, I was doing theater costume design, and I was sewing all the time. And I was like, oops, this isn't what I want to do for my career. I actually did not like doing it in that setting at all. It was very stressful, and props to people that can do it. But I was just like, no, this turns out this isn't for me. I just like sewing for fun.
Right.
So then I was back to square one with what I was going to do for my job for the rest of my life. And while I was in college, I was rooming with people who were super into anime, and I was already super into anime. And I was like, oh, like I used to be an actor. These must all be actors, doing the anime.
Right.
I wonder what that's about. And so I looked up voice acting. I found out specifically about anime voice acting, but then I realized that the people who do that also do video games and commercials and anything under the sun that requires voice. So there was a local studio near my college. I started going there on the weekends, and I started tailoring my classes during the weekdays to be more voice acting focused. So I did like acting 101, I did phonetics, I did voice and speech, like speaking publicly, like all that kind of stuff. And after taking those classes for a while and taking the classes at the studio for a while, I made my first voice demo. I put it online on a website called voices.com, which is actually where I booked this game. And the rest is history. After that point, I was booking online pretty consistently. And then eventually I moved here to Texas, which is where I do most of my work nowadays.
Texas? Oh no.
Texas.
This was going so well until you mentioned Texas. I know I'm from Oklahoma, so it's just right across the Red River. So you mentioned that's how you got in touch with Supercell. Now, this isn't the first time you've worked with Supercell, though, right?
No, I was in Boom Beach twice, once as the Cryoneer and once as Sergeant Brick. But I don't think they realized it was me when I auditioned for Nita, because the Cryoneer is kind of my normal voice, just what I'm doing right now. Sergeant Brick is, she's a lot bigger and she's a lot tougher. So when I submitted my audition for Nita, of course, Nita's all the way up here. And the guy calls me for the session and he goes, hey, yeah, we're going to do Nita today. And he's like, and you're Marissa, right? And I'm like, yeah, hi, it's nice to talk to you again, because we had done all of these sessions over the phone. And he was like, I didn't put two and two together that this voice was you. And I was like, surprise, it's me for the third time. So yeah.
Now they mainly have you like doing a bunch of like for the voice acting in game, it's a lot of like, mainly like guttural screaming and yelling, and she doesn't talk a whole bunch.
No, not a lot.
Did they just like give you direction, like, hey, we just kind of want you to, well, how did that work? I mean, I have no clue how this works.
Well, so they had a script, and the script says like, like 3 attack sounds, like basic attack sounds, and then like 3, like large attack or like medium attack sounds and 3 heavy attack sounds. And they'll have just like a list of everything that they need. For Nita, I remember it was like attacking, getting hit, like normal video game stuff. And then there was like, when she sends out her bear, there were a couple. And then there's like when she enters a battle, there were a couple of just like short lines.
Yeah.
So they had them all listed. And then they were like, yeah, you can kind of like just do whatever you want. We would just go down the list. And if he was happy with what I gave him, we just go to the next one.
Yeah.
And if he was like, oh, no, we need something, it needs to be shorter or longer, whatever, we just, nail each one as we go. And for Nita, she also had a specific set of things that she would say for, I believe it's like the like Chinese release, or like she has a different skin, where she has a panda.
Right. Yeah. She does have a panda bear in one of the skins.
She's the panda. And there were a different set of voice lines for, instead of bear, she was like, panda! and it was, the same voice, the same kind of call out, but just, there was a specific.
I have the panda skin in game, but I didn't.
She doesn't?
I know she may very well. It's weird. I play with no sound on the game. Which is odd. I always hear it back when I'm editing stuff because I put it in the videos, but I didn't realize she had said panda when she did that. That's cool.
Yeah, I that was like something that they were like, oh yeah, we want to have like this kind of Chinese inspired skin. So she's got a panda and we want her to specifically call out the kind of bear.
Right.
It can't just be bear because the general one is just bear.
Right.
She just goes bear. It's not grizzly or anything like that. But for the panda, they were like, she's got to say panda. And I'm like, okay, no problem. And it was just one of the many things that was on this sheet.
Right. So now if they come out with new skins, maybe they will come out with a grizzly bear.
Got to come back. Got to say more bear types.
Booker right now. Let's get it going. And actually, they are, so the game's going global here in 12 days.
Yeah, exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. So, they had like 5 million people pre-register for the game the first day. More people are going to be hearing old Nita in game, which is pretty exciting. But they also have a lot of voice actors or a lot of voiceover in the game that's not done yet. So, you've already made 3 appearances in Super. You need to get back a hold of them. Let's make it 4.
Right?
Ryan,
gotta get back in there.
Ryan, if you're watching, come on. Book Marissa some more here. Okay, so now speaking of Brawl Stars, you say you've never played Brawl Stars?
No, I barely have time for like anything right now.
Barely, you said?
Barely.
All the puns are real. Come on.
In addition to voice acting, I also work at a studio where I am a director, I'm a writer, I do like all kinds of production assistance kind of stuff. So from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day, and sometimes on weekends, I'm usually writing or directing. So I have like no time for video games, which is really sad because I consider myself a gamer. Right now, the only thing that I'm playing is Pokemon Go.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's because I can literally play it just like sitting, in my studio. I have the little Pokeball that attaches onto your belt.
Very
and so
cool.
while I'm directing, it'll light up and vibrate and I can just tap the top button. And that's all I do. Just tap the top button to catch Pokemon. So it's barely even playing,
Right. That's so when you say you consider yourself a gamer then, did you like play games a lot growing up?
Yes. I was super into any kind of game that involved like raising or capturing monsters. So obviously Pokemon, but also Digimon and Monster Rancher and all those kind of games. I was playing them constantly. I was big into like the Yu-Gi-Oh video games and the card game as well. And nowadays I do still try to play video games. From time to time, I've actually got a ton of games out on my shelf in my living room. I don't have the time.
Oh, I can completely empathize with you there. So it's not just video games and Brawl Stars. You've also done a ton of other stuff. I was looking at your resume there. About at least 11 billion other animes. That's a real number.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Give us some stuff that you think that the viewers would probably recognize or know you from.
Fairy Tail, One Piece, Attack on Titan. Those are kind of the big 3 that I'm in. And then casually pulls up my own resume.
There's too many to remember them all.
It's too many. Gamers was a pretty big one when it came out, and so was Nanbaka. And then this season, I'm in Bloom Into You, which is a Sentai Filmworks high dive title, which I'm also writing. And then I'm writing Tada Never Falls in Love, which is coming out right now, as well as Rewrited, which is coming out right now.
Awesome. That's a lot of stuff. You guys go check those stuff out. But there's anime is such a massive universe of stuff. Sure. That it's just...
There's a lot of stuff that you got to keep up with.
Exactly. It could be overwhelming. But it's not just... You've done a lot of commercials and other stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do a lot of national campaigns, which means that people across the country can hear them. And that's actually most of what I do. The weird thing is people know me for my anime and my video games. And sometimes they'll send me a message if I haven't announced a character in a while. And they'll be like, where are you not working? Like, where's your new anime character? Where's your new video game character? And meanwhile, I'm recording commercials almost every day of the week. Whereas with something like this, like a video game, especially like with Brawl Stars, I missed out on it until Nita. Like, I didn't audition for any of the previous characters. I never saw the auditions. I guess I was just too late to the game. Like, they had already recorded them. But Nita was added later. And because of that, she's the only one I ever got to audition for, and thankfully the one I booked. But
yeah, actually only about half the voice actors or voiceover has been done for the brawlers in game right now. About half of them.
Also, some of them don't even have voices.
They don't even have them. That's what I'm saying. We need to book you. We need to get you more on there.
Need to do another one.
That's right.
Well, I mean, like, I know that like Sandra Espinosa's in this game. She's a really good friend of mine. So it was cool to like look it up and be like, oh, like here are the people who are currently in the game. But I had never seen auditions for it before.
So Sandra, you said Espinosa. She's one of the she's one of the voiceovers as well.
Yes, she voices
Shelly?
I picture the character. I want to say that's right.
Does she have blue hair and a shotgun?
Purple hair.
Purple hair and a shotgun. Yes, that would be Shelly.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's Sandra. Yeah, the funny thing about Sandra is me and her were friends before either of us were voice actors. And we were talking, I was like, what are you up to nowadays? And she's like, oh, well, I'm a voice actor now. And I'm like, me too. And she's like, what? And it turns out we were in a bunch of stuff together.
We
didn't
crazy.
know.
That's really wild. So there you go. The dynamic duo there, you know, Shelly and Nita, friends in real life.
Real life.
How cool is that?
Didn't even know we were both voice actors.
So back to Brawl Stars, though. Now, Nita, in-game, her spirit animal is a bear, of course.
Yes, a bear.
If you were to have a spirit animal, what would that be?
I mean...
I know, random question you weren't expecting.
It's funny, like, I'm really bad at picking favorite animals or, like, anything like that because I'm so into animals. Like, I love animals. But if I was doing it, like, the way Nita, like, she has this bear that she takes into battle. I've got 3 cats.
Uh-oh.
It would probably be my 3 cats that I would sick on people, if that's how we were.
That could get either just really annoying or, you know, vicious. Who knows how that could play
Vicious.
out. They could grow up and be like almost like tigers. I mean, who knows?
Right? Like 3 giant, like, tabby striped tigers. That'd be pretty neat, actually.
Now, for the great part that everybody really wants, could you just, you know, give us some good lines from Nita? Just really, really give it to us here.
I'm going to have to turn down my microphone because she's so loud.
Gotcha.
Nita! Bear! Nita!
Wow, yes.
That's her.
That's pretty awesome.
It's just so high up there.
Yeah. So how is that just like a voice that, you know, you saw? Did you even see the character before you got to voice act it?
That's a great question. I think before we did the actual session, I did, but I don't think I saw her during the audition process. And so Nita's like, she's the scratchy one, but really high energy. And that high energy and the fact that she's screaming all the time is kind of what makes her Nita.
Right. Yeah, I just didn't know if like where you kind of drew the inspiration, you know, for that, or if you'd seen her, or if it was just like in your head, that's kind of what you felt like it should be.
Nope, I was just like, all right, she's wild, she's crazy, she's loud, and she's a kid. Let's go for it.
Nice.
And that was the voice.
All right, so Marissa, I know you've got lots of different social media stuff. Where in the world can people find you so they can go follow you and, you know, subscribe to you and all that good stuff?
Sure. I'm on Twitter as @Marissa Lenti. I'm on Facebook as Marissa Lenti, voice actress and director. I think it's facebook.com/Marissa Lenti. I've got a website, www.marissalenti.com. I've got an Instagram, which I think is still my old handle, like Lenti Soup VO, or it might be Marissa Lenti now at this point. Usually, if you look me up by my name, you can find me. Yes. I'm all over the place.
Yeah, awesome. I will be sure to put all those links down in the description below, so you guys go check her out because she got pretty. I saw you had a YouTube channel as well.
I do. There's not a lot on there, but I keep. That's where I upload my visual reels every year. Trailers for things that I'm in. Like I just keep it playlists, a bunch of playlists, and yeah, that's my YouTube.
Definitely. Well, I'll be sure you guys go check that out as well. But Marissa, thank you so much for coming on the channel today. I really do appreciate it. Everybody gets to see Nita in the flesh. That is really awesome. So I really do appreciate it, and hopefully, you'll start playing Brawl Stars if you have some time.
When it goes global,
There you go.
I'll definitely download it. And then when I have time, and that's the imperative one, when I have time, I'll check it out.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the video. And as always, until next time, we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.
Hey, everybody, this is Marissa Lenti, voice of Nita. And Nita says, go watch more videos, like, comment, and subscribe to Lex, or I'll send the bear after you. Ah, ha, ha!